When I was not very old at all, back in the very early 50s, we had a fire where we lived, and Mum and Dad got burnt. Well, what had happened? Dad had a can, and the fire was supposedly out. He'd been out all night, and he thought that it was a paraffin he had. And he tipped a drop of which on the top and put wood in to light it up. But cinders must have been smouldering. But it wasn't paraffin can that he had in his hand. It was paint thinner's, and it exploded over it. And that's what caused the fire. My mum, she caught fire trying to put my sister out. Because she was younger than me, sister. Her frock caught alight, and anyway, Mum managed to dout her without any injuries. But of course, by doing so, it caught my mum's frock alight. But somewhere I'd heard that if someone was on fire, if you roll them into something, that would dout it. And I actually rolled my father in a carpet, and that made it worse. It was like a funnel, like a jet engine, because I suppose as he was rolled into the carpet, air was going in, and it was like a flame. Anyway, managed to unroll him, and he ran across the road and jumped into the brook, water, and Mum as well, because my sister got her frock alight, but my mum wrapped her skirt around her to down her. Of course, it caught her alight. And anyway, they could have died with the shock of jumping into the water as well. But anyway, they were in Bovey Hospital for quite some time with severe burns. Grandad owned a big nursery in Chudley Road, Kingstaton, where he used to live. And I was living with them while Mum and Dad was in hospital. And I remember sitting with Grandad in front of the fire, and I suffered from shock. It came out on me good time afterwards. And that was through. It didn't shock. It was a funny thing. It don't necessarily come out on you right away, which it didn't with me.
No, there's no such thing as busy because they don't get up early enough in the morning. That's why it is. If you would get up earlier in the morning, you got more time. You go on steady. Yeah, and they don't have time for breakfast. They reckon that's a lot of nonsense. I have an hour for breakfast, and I can sit down and eat it and wash up the stuff and all. Well, but when I get up 6:45 Sunday morning, I'd have fried breakfast, sausage and bacon and an egg, fried breakfast. Yeah, I'd have cooked me meals for 2 days, got the potatoes on cooking the same time and the greens. In time I've had the breakfast, the greens, the potatoes have cooked. All I gotta do is put it on 2 plates. I do 2 lots at once. And I put a hen in the oven as soon as I get up, and have him dinner time when I get home. I wash up the stuff, and I can brush through the whole house and leave house at 8:30.
We're mental today.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're trying.
Actually, no.
No, he used to have his own programme, right?
Yeah, but it was the old bloke that come on Annaford, the chap called Annaford.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's still dead.
He was
distant cousin of mine. But my first cousin said to me only recently, of course, her grandfather was my grandfather, and she said, I never used to understand a word he said, my granddad. She never understood a word he said. Oh, he used to tell me, he went in the First World War, he was about 40, got trench fever and that, lived to be 94, granddad. Real peasant, cap and a stick, and see him walk up the lane there. Or coming there now. He looked charming, good looking bloke, really. He looked a bit like a younger photograph all done in like crayons, like a Prussian, you know. Oh, yeah. Thorn, he was called.
But you told Graham that story, didn't you, about up in the ward, about that chicken, about the egg?
Oh, I dare say.
Yeah, you did tell Graham. I think Graham still got it.
Well, he was in hospital. He went in for hernia when he was about 89. And his nephews, one of his nephews would be, his wife of his nephew, told me years later about my granddad. And she was saying, oh, because she liked him, granddad. And she said, in the ward, that he'd just come around from the operation the next day or something. And the sister said, Mr. Thorne, can I tempt you with a boiled egg? And there's silence. And he says, no, but I could eat the bugger that laid him, ma'am. He'd call you ma'am, dear old granddad. But I could eat the bugger that laid him, ma'am.
We said about the one about matey out on the moors. The doctor come and his false teeth was in a mug, and they went rock hard, solid, because it was so cold.
Yeah.
I told you that.
Yeah.
She loves that story, doesn't she, Andrea?
Yeah.
She said, if you told her that story now,
he's a little
laugh, she couldn't
lovely
stop.
old man.
Right, so God, tell it right. You ever go?
This gentleman lived in just outside Whittingham.
Hot and bet.
And he's a kindly man. You could see it looking at him. And the story was that he was homesick.
There's...
And he lives in one of these farmhouses where everything's stone, you know. And the doctor went to see him, pay him a visit. Went upstairs. He's in bed. And he apologised to the doctor. He wanted to excuse himself, but because he didn't have his teeth in, because they'd frozen in the bloody cup beside the bed.
Bloody cold
it's so cold.
They was frozen, absolutely solid.
So apologised.
I thought that was really... She cried, didn't she, Andrew? I've never heard that story. She was here now. Well, I tried to stitch her up when it was her birthday. I bought some little foam teeth that you can get, you know, in the market. I had a hell of a job to do it, and I put the cup in the freezer and got it and put these jellies all the way around like a top and bottom, make it look like set false teeth, and took them over. But it didn't go quite how I wanted it, really. I had a bit of a job with that. But it was just a joke. She said, oh, bloody hell, like that. I said, these teeth was floating around like that.
Tell you about Rip Snorter?
What happened to it?
Who was it had a baby? Linda had a... Linda's two girls.
Suzette and Kate,
One
yeah.
of them. Linda gave birth to one of they.
Right, Kate, Suzette, yeah. And the Rip.
And Rip Snorter come home with a pony.
Ah?
Took that stairs. Took the pony upstairs.
The Rip Snorter did?
Yeah, showed Linda, I got for the baby.
All right.
Nice little pony.
Couldn't get the horse down.
Couldn't get down.
Couldn't get the horse down.
No, they shot him.
Shot him, dragged him
Shot
down.
him and dragged him down.
Slatted him the stairs.
They gone up there, so he won't go downstairs. Quite often you get an animal to go
Oh,
up.
Barney won't come down.
Won't come down.
Oh,
They
push
can't
that
get
along.
down.
No, dig in.
So Rip Snorter shot him and dragged him down.
I remember him, yeah.
So
They shot the horse.
he come down then.
He came down the end with a bump.
Bump, all the way down over. Went. You imagine doing that today?
Oh my God!
Oh dear, oh
You
dear.
get you
Locked up in a week.
yeah, you'd be outed.
Out.
You'd be outed. No.
Yeah, you out now. You mean on a porridge, wasn't he? Oh, you have
Gutsy.
a bit of dry grub.
Yeah, I remember that story.
Oh dear.
You remember old Rip Snorter bought all the goats back in. Got pissed up, see, Rip Snorter did, see. You only wanted to go buy one. She bought a fucking Arctic bowl. Couldn't, where can I keep them to? Couldn't keep it. Them clats.
Yeah. And more.
Father cussed, and turned the goats out, and he ran all over the moor. Everywhere. And father managed to collar one, bloody, and the rest all drowned in Dog's Home.
I remember that.
Oh,
Could they were everywhere, wasn't it?
everywhere.
Turnabout.
You weren't getting near them.
No, but you couldn't do it today, could you?
No. But if it was a laugh, there were goats everywhere.
Everywhere.
Eh?
Poor old Rip Snorter.
Yeah, all
Kind
Rip.
of a poor old bad ending or
Yeah,
he
he got a
finished.
bit skint on coin or a bit
Yeah.
skint on coin.
Yeah. The kids
Oh,
he's
hey.
doing a caravan down
Taunton.
Taunton and the
Taunton
kids
Tramp,
used
they
to
called it.
go
Slat and slat.
to Rocky's caravan every night.
Yeah.
But I said back from the Navy days, yes, of course, I didn't mention this, did I? I was on HMS Kent, the only ships in any Navy that had ships built specifically for guided missiles. And there's HMS Kent, Glamorgan, there's about 5 of them. HMS Kent for the seas.
the Sea Slug missile. I was in charge of all the back magazines and that with the missiles and the launcher and whatever. Again, doesn't vote. Oh my God! Hello. Is it that late? God bucket it. There's a pub phoning me up, sir.
Lady, I thought you died, Ken.
Yeah. That's Anne with some. Yeah. Oh no, I'm being filmed.
In the,
A gentleman's come in. No, it's not pornographic or anything like that.
no, but I'll let you have
Unless
a
you want to
coffee.
come down and join in, you know. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll drop it down in a minute, Ken.
Because the man's taking this film thing, you know. So he taking films me to put on YouTube or eh? No, he's banned from YouTube. He's taking stuff from me to put on YouTube. The gentleman here, for goodness sake. Well, I should be up in about half an hour or something like that. Will you still be there? Oh, God. You're being hard to get again, are you, you naughty girl? Yeah, if not sooner. I'll see you. Okay, bye. See, they look after me, don't they?
You've been right, mate. Finding you up, finding why you're not down to the pub for each other. I don't get them phone calls at home. Huh?
Yeah.
Women phoning me up saying, "Where are you, Gareth?" And he's down at the pub.
If I was married to her, she wouldn't bother, would she?
No, she wouldn't bother. No, no. She might be phoning you about 11 o'clock asking you why you haven't come home, but that's
right.
about all you
Yeah.
would get.
So I wanted to go to America, but my wife wouldn't go, so I went on my own. Gets into the airport, and I got a unlimited visa. Then I get trouble with somebody, and it was my fault. It was nobody else's fault. Woman there telling me they were going to let me in. I thought I got unlimited visa. I spent 6 weeks getting this visa, you know, from the American embassy in London there. So anyway, I said I didn't think I had any problem. So anyway, I lit up a cigarette, and she said, put that cigarette out. So anyway, I said, I don't want no bitch of a woman telling me whether I can smoke or no ear. I got arrested after that. I was put in a room. Anyway, I was there for 2 or 3 hours in the room. Anyway, I banged on the cage thing there. I said, I want my passport back. I said, I want to be gone. They said, you're not going to be gone, you're going to be deported. I said, no. I said, I got enough money to go to Canada or Mexico. I said, I want my passport back, I'm going to be gone. I've not committed any crime. You know, I just fought out with the immigration people. Anyway, eventually they let me go. Anyway, they let me out, and I was going to out west from New York on the bus. I wanted to go on the bus. I could have flew further on if I wanted to, but I wanted to see America. And anyway, I was in the front of the bus, and in the bus, you could only smoke in the back of the bus. You could smoke in the front, see. But while it was daylight, I wanted to just sit right in the front seat there, because I could see at the front and see both sides. So I come back, and at the back of the bus was nearly full up, like, but there's only a couple of seats. I sat beside a black chap, and I'm not racist. And I don't know how old I would have been then. Probably about 30 or something like that. But he was like sort of late teenager. I sat beside him. I said, I only come back for a fag. I was warned not to say that in America. But because that's what we called it, you know, back then. But I just forgot. And he looked at me, and he wouldn't speak to me. I said, no, cigarette. But I couldn't explain to him.
Well, no, better tell him who I be, start with that. Well, it is Barney Bridgman, and I'll be here at Arnold's Cottage, Wolseley. Well, in North Devon, must be about 2 or 3 miles from the sea, start with. Never go down there now, but 'tis a bit of a rugged coast, our North Devon coast. Our family have lived in this house since 1841. It's never been sold, never been on the market. I'm the last of the line. It was the Arnold family. There was my mother was the last, and her married Bridgman, and all I could do was actually call me Arnold, but everybody knows me as Barney. I was born in 1950. Yeah, so that makes me, 74 or a couple months' time in that, in March. Mm. Yeah, I don't know where they've gone to, but they've gone somewhere. I was actually born in Biddeford, in a nursing home, in Biddeford. But mother brought me home after about 3 days or something like that, and I was home here then. The rest of it been here ever since. Well, I worked for 10, 11 years for a local builder. It wasn't what I wanted to do. I was always interested in machinery and that. And then another neighbouring farm, they'd got a brave farm, and they wanted somebody to look after the machinery and that side of it. And I'd done that for over 30 years. The farm was sold up, and that was the end of it. That was even closer to the blooming coast, because in their milking parlour, you opened the door to let the cows out, and there was Lundy Island out in front of it. And Milford Haven and right along, there, Worms 8 over in Wales, like you can see all that lot. But father always come over there sometimes. He said, God, it's bloody cold over here compared with us be too. But I enjoyed it there. I enjoyed it. But finally, come down, one of the brothers passed away with cancer. He fought it for 10 years. And that was the end of that one. And then, I've worked for a contractor for a few years. And then I fell through a roof and busted me back up. And, then retirement come along. So that was it in USB. I didn't fall very far. It was about 7, 8 foot. But the bloody doctor out there, when I come home, he rang me up and he said, what happened? I said, I landed on concrete. And old sod said, if you landed on your belly, you wouldn't have been hurt, would I? I said, thank you very much. Yeah, but he was a good old doctor, and he said about, what I'm give you for painkillers? And I said, well, paracetamol. He said, well, that's like farting in the wind. So he said, I'll give you something stronger. He gave me some tramadol. I wish I'd never seen him, because I had about a fortnight of that. I was on Birch Street, and that one was all right. I come down and went to the toilet, and the bloody toilet was on fire up, and so that's the end of the day. Well, that tramadol trade is an opiate-based thing. Tis, you get bloody spaced out on that stuff, but no.
Not again.
I wouldn't take no more of that. But I was trussed up in a bloody brace and the straps across your back trying to keep you upright. I was like that for 5 months, I think. I actually fractured 2 bones in my back and my ankle and that. Mm. But I can sit your rollers like this or drive the car, thankfully. But to stand and walk, that there don't last very far. I got if I got the lane, I got 2 or 3 sheds up there, and I got little sightseeing, most of those, and got from one to the other. There it is. I'm still here to tell the tale, this somewhat.
I used to walk to work. Took me about 20 minutes. It was just down, across the river and up the other side, and you were there. But the worst go I ever had took me 2 hours in the snow, and everybody was getting worried where the hell has he got to? And I had to crawl up the other side, and the snow was so bloody deep that I had to go on my hands and knees. Yeah, and I always used to carry the milk bottles as well. But yeah, that was really hard going. I think it was about 78. Yeah, because we were over there from 75 to 85. Yeah. Oh, I was 14 in 63. And Father, he had a slipped disc in his back and he was taken to hospital. So me and my brother were running the farm. And that was hard going, really hard going. Yeah, well, I was 14 and he was 16. And anyway, we used to hand milk cows back then. And we had a bright idea, this little lane here, going into the farmhouse, was filled right up with snow. And so we said, right, we'll clear it, we'll drive the dairy cows out the lane and they'll make a track, they'll trample it down. We got about 10 or 12 dairy cows stuck. We had to dig them out. Oh, what a nightmare. Yeah, we've had several goes like over the years. Because the borderline is just about a mile down the road and you can sort of drop down into the village and the snow's gone. Yeah, because we're right on about 1,000 foot here. The contour runs right through here. And that's a dividing line like between the snow and not having snow, really. Yeah. And it's the same with the bloody rain. Father very often used to come back from Newton Abbot Market on a Wednesday and he'd say, oh, I've been down there in my shirt sleeves. He said, I get back to Morton Hampstead and it starts raining. Yeah. That's the difference. I mean, they're near enough sea level, aren't they? Newton Abbot. Yeah. That's, and then you climb up, like I say, 1,000 foot. And we notice a difference. We got some land out the back there, and that goes up to 1,500 foot. And it can be the same from here out to there as it is from here into the village. Yeah. The temperature just changes and it can be quite reasonable here. You get out there, you need 2 or 3 more layers. There's that much difference. But it's lovely in the summer. You wouldn't wish for a better place.
That's really, and as soon as I was old enough, I had a pole pack. That was the engine on a push bike. You just drop them down on the back wheel and way to go. I used to go out there and Leeds out, Tranger and about to go then, and come on my push bikes, and they come to a bit of a pulling place, like I just catch hold down on them up the throttle, pull them right up the hill, yeah, on the push bike, yeah. Yeah, a little petrol engine, yeah. Little tank on it, about, that there sort of size there, and come on, bugger, he'd last me forever in a day, yeah. About half a gallon in it, yeah. Petrol, there's only little engines, they drum down, way to go. Then I had little, enough cocktails out, Cold Crosser. They had one out there, and he said, you got a motorbike out there for you, Johnny? Oh, I said, I don't know. How much is that? I don't know what he was now, he wasn't that much. Little Enfield gear change on the petrol tank. Change on the tank. So he said, just a job for you going to work. I said, well, I said, see Father and his brother. So in any case, was I going to see Father? He said, you can get the motorbike. He said, but you pay for it yourself. He said, I'm not paying for it. He said, you save up and pay for it. Well, when I started up them money, I had £3.10 shillings a week. That was 6 days a week then, on the farm. £3.10 shillings a week, yeah. He said, you save up for it yourself. So I went out and see Costa. I said, if you hang on to it and keep him for a few months, let me save up, I'll have him. And I did have my name. saved up, yeah, yeah. Well, Tommy paid you lunch and anything, and others. He didn't have North Ireland enough. That's the trouble, you know. Lunch money, yeah. Lunch, you got to give him something for grub, because well, never had a lot back then. Yeah. And then I went all the way up through the Triumphs. I had a Tiger Cub. And right up through the Triumphs, and I'd finish up with a brand new 750 Bunny. And then my legs, I couldn't have a job to get on my socks and that, so I packed it in. That O'Carney overcoat, didn't see army overcoat, never had no leathers and all like that back then. He'd gotten wet, he'd take it weeks to dry in it. They never had fires like you got now in Central Eden when you know, only little old black stoves, eh? You put them hanging on the back of a chair or something, try to dry it off when he was burning, yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's just, that is some game wet there back years ago.
Then I went grave digging. So I like being outside a lot, and that's what I've done ever since. You know, a few labouring jobs, stone walls and edge laying and just different jobs, like, you know. No, the cold don't bother me. Don't like it too hot, but, you know, well, I don't like it too cold either. You can't stick it so much when you get a bit older, but I don't mind it because you can always warm up at the end of the day. You know. Oh, I was down there and digging a grave, and then somebody come up, wanted to take a photo. Jason, Jason. And then I put my hand up like that because the sun was in my eyes. And that was it. It went in the papers, and then I got the sack through that. And I wasn't saluting at all. It was just the sun in my eyes. And some chap said I was doing a Nazi salute, and I wasn't. Couple weeks later, I mean, the police had to go and see him because he was a nudist bloke, and he was walking across some bloke's ground with no clothes on, and this woman saw him. Yeah, flipping it. We've got a lot of old funny things going on, don't he? You know, I've always gone out shooting and with the long dogs as well, like, you know, and but there's no rabbits about now, so I haven't done them for a couple of years. You know, there's a fair few pheasants about, but I leave them alone now. And hares and deer. Sell some, eat some, you know. Father always told me, he said, we can't eat it or can't sell it. He said, don't shoot it, bar a rat, you know. That's about right too. No, I've never shot or killed anything I can't eat or sell. We always used to do the fox skins in the 1970s, and they were worth a week's wages. Yeah, we used to sell them for ladies' coats and all that, and then that in the, I think, 1980s, they just dropped off because they were getting tomato sauce and sauce chucked over them, and damn shame. But the poor old foxes took a clobbering, didn't them, you know. But you don't see many foxes because the rabbits aren't round here. Most of the foxes are in town now, you know, but, you know, there's nothing for them to eat out here. I've noticed mobile phones, and ever since they've come in and the computers, the wildlife's diminished. And there was a chap talking on the radio where the salmon aren't coming up through the rivers now because of the mobile phones. It's destroyed, you know, when the beams keep they're getting messed up. Well, because they got a tiny bit of magnetite in them, haven't they, where they pick up north to and navigate. Like the swallows, every migrating bird's got a tiny bit of that in them. And of course, they're all getting stuffed up. I got a friend And a lot of you still see swallows come here, but nowhere near. They were in their thousands once. But now he was saying a lot of them are they're overstretching themselves, going out to these oil rigs out in the North Sea and going in there. And he said they're sweeping up 6 or 7 a day. They're so exhausted, they've missed landfall and they've gone on. And, well, same as the weather now. I mean, a lot of the radio waves and all that, they stuffed the chap we're talking about stuffed the stratosphere up over the last 20, 30 years. And they didn't think the stratosphere affected the weather, but it does. That's why you're getting, what's that thing what to come over? That, well, to give us all our weather. You know that. It'll go all the way round the world. Anyway, it'll affect the weather, like jet stream. Modern technology, some of it's good, but a lot of it, no good at all. No good at all. Makes life harder in the end. You know, makes life harder in the end, brother.